What's up, everybody? This is Anthony Gazenza with Casabella Realty Group coming at you. Wanted to start off. We usually start off with our own little, pan over of Orange County and whatnot. But wanted to start off with again highlighting one of our great listings we currently have on the market in Laguna Beach, 249 Cypress Drive. You saw the aerial view and how the proximity to the ocean and everything in that great listing. It currently is a gorgeous beach cottage. It has had some great upgrades, remodeled kitchen, newer roof, fresh vinyl fencing, fresh exterior paint. So a lot of stuff done to it on a big lot, 7,500 plus square foot lot. The beach house itself is almost 1,500 square feet, does have a 2-car garage as well as additional parking spaces, which are at a premium in Laguna Beach, as we all know. So it is available for you. Call for details, 949-280-0937, or email casabellasocal@gmail.com, bengalanthony@gmail.com, any of that. Happy to give you some more details and or, have you go take a look at it in person if you want, or do a FaceTime video, any of that stuff. We'd be happy to do all that for you. So hope you all had a fun and safe Halloween. We've got a lot to get to on this video here, as we normally do. Of course, our website, www.casabellarealtygroup.com. You can go there for a lot of information and sign up to be notified for, some housing searches or whatnot. We'd be happy to help you with that. And then, of course, as we usually do here, we're going to go over some housing data. We've pulled some of our own. We've got some from the great folks at Reports on Housing. We've also got some headlines and whatnot about the market, both from Realtor.com as well as from one of our trusted lending resources, mortgage professionals, Kevin Buddy of Monarch Coast Financial. We'll get to that in just a second. Let's start with the market update, though, as we usually do, and we're going to start with some reports on housing data, go into some headlines and different things with that, and then some lending numbers and data as well. I'm going to do what I usually do and share my screen if you are watching any of these. So here are some pieces of information from Reports on Housing. And you can see here the Orange County demand has plunged. And you can see here, this is starting from September 1st into today. And you see the demand has dropped considerably in terms of demand, and 31% drop, or down 11% here. And then the 3-year average they use, of course, is 2020 notwithstanding there. So a pretty significant drop in demand there as a snapshot piece of information. And here is another piece of information, a set of pieces of information. And you see here, of course, with the Halloween theme, housing haunted by the Fed. That is the theme here. And you can see here, this is the housing report as of Halloween. It's called a housing reset. In June, the Federal Reserve announced they had plans to, quote, reset the U.S. housing market. And that is precisely what is occurring today. So if you want to, a lot of those folks are using crash, recession, all that kind of stuff. Reset is kind of the key word, the operative word there. In terms of active listing inventory, it's up 1% over the last 2 weeks. We've got some updated numbers here as of today, November 1st. But in September, there were 24% fewer homes that came on the market compared to the 3-year average prior to COVID, so 2017 through 2019, 728 less. Last year, there were 1,864 homes on the market, or 1,813 fewer homes, 49% less. And the 3-year average prior to COVID was about 6,010, or 63% more. Demand continues to fall, and you see the lovely fall leaves to coincide with that. Demand, the number of pending sales over the prior month plunged by 157 pending sales, which essentially is down 11%. Last year, there were 2429 pending sales, 91% more than today. Closed sales are down 33% year over year as well. So things trending, I guess, downward, if you want to look at it that way. The scales are balancing is another way to look at it. And the housing market is resetting, is really kind of a key way to look at it as well. Now let's get to some headlines with realtor.com, and we can well, actually, you know what, we're gonna go with the housing data that we've pulled from the MLS. I think that goes well, a little bit better with where we were just presenting there. So we're gonna pop this on for you here. This is the MLS update as of today. Coming soon, there are 92 in Orange County, 73 of those from November 1st through the 13th. Active 3,597, 349 of those from October 24th to present day. Active under contract, which are houses that are under contract but are still working through contingencies, et cetera, 772, 240 of those from October 24th through November 1st. Pending 866, 124 of those from October 24th through the 1st. Closed 446 since October 24th. So you see there, again, kind of stagnant in terms of the active numbers, a little less on the active under contract pending there. Those were kind of hovering closer to 1,000 over the past couple of weeks. So a little bit of differences there, and coming soon dropping too. And then here is the rental market update. Coming soon, 21 of those from November 1st through the 13th. Active, we've had a little bit of an increase there in terms of active rental numbers in Orange County, 2,140. That was in the 1,900 range over the past few weeks. 353 of those from the 24th through the 1st. Pending 180, so 82 of those from the 24th through the 1st. Closed 304 since October 24th. So again, a little bit of an uptick of active rental inventory in Orange County. Not much on the coming soon front. Though coming soon, sometimes folks don't necessarily do that on the rental portion, but you can see there just some differences happening in the market, both on the rental side and the purchase side. Again, a little bit of a stagnant in terms of active inventory on the purchase side, tiny bit of an uptick in the active inventory on the rental side. And then you see some drops in active under contract pending sales on the purchase side as well. So still things are, moving. Things are going in the market here, despite a lot of the chatter and a lot of the data we are seeing. But again, there are still wheels in motion, and houses are closing, houses are going into escrow, and houses are being leased out. So let's go to some articles here, and then we'll close up with some information from Kevin Buddy of Monarch Coast Financial, a great resource to us at Casabella Realty Group and our clients. Here is just a little bit of a thing here. Yikes. Every time a mortgage rates rise, buyers need to make this much more to afford a home. So this is something that you kind of do need to take note of. And this is on realtor.com. But the quote here by Rock Andrews, a mortgage broker at Lending Arizona and Tucson, quote, "People are just stopping their tracks, watching, waiting to see what happens next. It's basically a frozen market until prices come down more or rates come down or both." The numbers tell the tale. Roughly 3 out of every 4 U.S. households can no longer afford the monthly mortgage payment on a medium-priced home of again, this is national average, $427,250 with a mortgage rate of 6.7%. And then, of course, you can see here mortgage rates have more than doubled since the start of the year and range nearly to 7%. This means buyers need a 6-figure household income of about $124,000 to buy the median-priced home in the U.S., according to our analysis. However, just 1 year ago, when rates were about 3%, buyers would needed to have, you can see here, $89,000. So what's that? About $35,000 or so less. That difference equates to around 20 million U.S. households that are priced out of the median priced home in the span of a single year. Quote, "A lot of people are very frustrated. Their income has stayed relatively stable. Their savings are roughly the same, but through no fault of their own, the costs are going up," says Shmuel Shayowitz. I hope I'm saying that name correctly. The president and chief lending officer at Approved Funding in River Edge, New Jersey. quote, they're rightfully focused on the monthly payment and it just keeps rising. If rates go up to 8%, which some real estate experts are predicting, buyers will need an additional household income of 137,356 to afford the median priced U.S. home. Of course, at 10%, they would need to bring home 160,000 a year, also at 10%, the median price. So you can see what you need here in terms of jumps and whatnot. So things are there are scales to be weighed here. That is for sure. But there is, for those who have owned homes for a little while here or for a long time, this is another interesting article here on realtor.com. The new rules on tapping home equity today and some common mistakes to avoid. I thought this was interesting here because you could see here, of course, just a little bit of a refresher on what home equity actually means. Home equity refers to the difference between the current value of a home and how much is still owed on the mortgage. Therefore, if you have a house worth $400,000 and you've paid $100,000 towards your mortgage, your equity is 25%. As a share of total real estate value in the country, home equity has risen along with home prices to currently hover at 70.5%, its highest level since 1984. And then 10 years ago, hovered at 46%. So what are people doing? What can people do to tap home equity? A lot of people have high amounts of equity in their homes right now. So, there's different things that folks are doing that are pointed out here, and one that really kind of isn't pointed out here. Quote, tapping home equity, which is generally available at lower rates of interest than personal loans or other types of lending, can make sense to fund investments such as home improvement, education, or starting a business. But it's important to remember that these loans will need to be paid back either with proceeds from the sale of the home or with other funds if you want to continue living there. And this is from Danielle Hale, who works with Realtor.com. While it's oh so tempting to unlock that capital, just remember you're not only increasing your debt load, but also reducing the equity you've built. So, there are different things that are happening here too. And then when you're starting to see this, what also may be an interesting time and what people may do to tap into some equity, they may look at different ways to diversify their investments and potentially even tap into investment properties with prices going down and in certain areas still kind of maintaining a affordable kind of status. Some folks may look into investment properties and go that route should they want to tap into their equity and kind of do some different things there too. Of course, what if you are thinking of potentially selling at some point down the road, that element of what they were saying about home improvement costs, et cetera, is also a really good piece of advice because again, we're entering a market now where houses need to be, it's not just, hey, even fixers are getting in those fixer uppers are getting in those major bidding wars, and people are giving money hand over fist over list price for even things that need a substantial amount of work and rehab work. Now the properties that are moving and are selling rather quickly are ones that are priced competitively, and of course ones that are that as they're priced competitively, they also are indicative of the condition of the home. So, if you've got a pretty on the higher end in terms of pricing, that should indicate that the home has had a lot of upgrades, is in good shape, et cetera, and not so much where things have been over the past couple of years. So something to note there. And again, keeping in mind long-term about investments and different things you may be able to do with the equity you've accrued in your home. And of course, one of those things, if you're talking about doing some things and refinancing or whatever you need to do, there are some great lender options out there for folks. And we have a select group that we work with and ones that we trust and ones that have treated our clients very, very well and fairly over the years, make sure they are well informed. And few have as much experience, few have as much expertise than that of Kevin Buddy of Monarch Coast Financial. He is the president of that great company. He has been in business for decades and is a guy that just has we've worked with, and he's a great guy, and also takes great care of clients. 949-422-2075 KBUDDE at monarchcoastfinancial.com is the email address, and he has provided some great updates for us as we enter the month of November. Some of the points that he has passed on to us that we will pass on to you. The California Association of Realtors reported existing single-family home sales in September were down 2.5% from August and down 30.2% from September 21. So year over year, statewide median home price in September in the state of California, $821,680, down 2.1% from August, but up 1.6% year over year. So you see, there's a lot of numbers that keep going. The pendulum goes back and forth. The median home price remained at 1.2 million from August. Home prices are up 9.1% from September 21. Sales in Orange County are down 30.9% from September 21. According to, I believe it was Rent Cafe, they are now at 43.7 million households renting in the U.S., the highest level in 55 years. That report also stated that rents are up 23.4% since March 2020. So, again, for folks that are really worried about certain things in the market, monthly payments, new loans, etc., and they're thinking about renting, that there's also a little bit of a renter beware disclaimer for you there, because rents reportedly are up to 23.4% since March of 2020. And you noticed in the other infographic and video that I shared with you, rents are down. The inventory is not massive, particularly in Orange County, just over 2,100 active rental listings there. So again, that's some kind of careful waters to traverse there as well. 30-year fixed rate, as we know, mortgage broke 7% for the first time since April of 2002, and Freddie Mac conforming loan amount for $647,200, or a jumbo 30-year fixed averaging 5.75% or 5.875%, allowing homebuyers more affordable options to continue shopping for a home. Again, Kevin Buddy is a very, very valuable, trusted resource of our brokerage at Monarch Coast Financial. And, some people, that's the thing that he pointed out in his report there. Some folks hear the 7%, mortgages broke 7%. Well, there are other options out there that, you can work with a mortgage professional to potentially keep that percentage down, keep the, monthly payment at least somewhat manageable depending on your situation there. But there are other options to explore rather than just that headline grabbing, across the board percentage supposedly of loan rates out there. You got to talk to a trusted loan professional to get all of the information if you are thinking about making a move. And definitely keep Kevin Buddy and Monarch Coast Financial in mind. 949-422-2075 KBUDDE at monarchcoastfinancial.com. And we thank him for his great information that he has given us. That's going to do it for this update. We'll be back with more this week. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll be back with you as this market keeps changing around. And if we can do anything for you, whether it's looking at a lease, looking at buying, selling, just being a resource of information, pointing you to other industry professionals, let us know. We want to help you as best as possible. CasabellaRealtyGroup.com, CasabellaSocal@gmail.com is the address. Take care. Hope you had a great Halloween, and we'll be back soon.